Hi, Uncle Tom. How are you?
Oh, finally, fine, great.
My goodness. I went to the coronation, the 64th of coronation for House of China. Actually, it's House of Pacific Relation
You're right.
last Sunday. And your sister's name was she was the first Queen of Queen in 1959. So tell us everything about House of China.
Well, the House of China is something that for a long time I was involved.
Yes.
And so the time has passed on, we have gotten a lot of good people following through.
Do you remember what year was it when you were the president?
Let's see, that was the year when I was about 25 years old. And
25.
I'm 95 now.
95,
Yeah.
70 years ago.
Yeah.
64, 59. That is 1950. 1950, you were the president. For how long?
Well, I was president for about 2 years. Mm-hmm.
At that time when you were president, did you know what happened to China, the China, because House of China was established in 1935. Do you know the people that founded the House of China?
No, but we were the only, let's say, non. Well, the houses there. We didn't have a Japanese one.
No.
Nor did we have one from Mexico.
No.
But we were the only, let's say, non-Caucasian organization, Muslim from Europe.
Exactly. If you look at the House of Pacific Relation right now, the old houses,
yes.
Because we just have our kitchen remodeled from 1935. Yes. We just had it remodeled last month, I believe, finally. So, but in that whole thing, we have House of Germany, Denmark,
right.
Finland, Ireland, and all this. Yes, and United States, Sweden, and then we have France. So we were the only Asian house in that whole Pacific International Cottage.
Yeah, the only non-Caucasian.
Yes. How did you do it? I mean, how did we did it, our ancestors? Or
well, there were other people that priority from me, and so I followed there, and we had a lot of young people participate there. We have programs there, and then we annually will have a program for the
Chinese New Year, Chinese Moon Festival,
things like that.
Yeah, I saw a painting that you draw the lion, the lion dancer. So we still continue that tradition because 23 years ago, when I first moved to San Diego, Uncle David approached me. So I joined House of China in 1999.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since I participate most of the Chinese New Year event and the Moon Festival. So it's been 23 years.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. It goes back. The building is still there. There has been some improvements in it, so forth.
Yes.
And,
we changed the decoration a little bit, but when you were the president, did you remember we did the calligraphy too every Sunday?
Yes. Who did it? I've forgotten. There were a number of the students that came from China.
Wow.
That did some of it.
Amazing. So when you were the president, aside from the Chinese culture and Chinese New Year and Moon Festival, the long program, what else do you remember that you do? Because we created the Taste of Asia, and then we have to raise money, and then we also 25 years ago we have an essay contest. So we created that, and every year we award young students, American Chinese student here that writes Chinese. We have an award for them every year, and I was the judge.
Oh, that's wonderful.
23 years till now, still the beginner level. So it was really, really fun. And we had the banquet for the award ceremony. And aside from the Moon Festival, Chinese New Year, which is next New Year, we will have again on the 21st and the 22nd. And Mayor Taiqi is going to be there.
Oh, good.
Yes. And so is the city councilman with me.
Good. He's a good friend.
Yeah, and you were one of the city councilmen. You were the first and only two Chinese.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah. So
Only minority. I was only minority.
that's why they call you the legend.
Oh, I don't know, but it's a legend, but
You are
I
in our heart.
yeah, I got a lot of help from people. You know,
Yes. And look at you at 95, still young
well,
at
I
heart.
feel good. I do Taiqi and I run a bit, and jog. And,
I read your book. You know, it talked about when you're young, you had the disease. You know,
yeah.
I never thought that you could. You know, you lived through all of it and then did so much for the community. Wow.
Well, my dad had 12 children,
Yes.
and I think, let's see, I haven't counted it, but I think there's only about 4 of us left. Yeah. We work hard, we work together, and work hard to get to, some went into medicine,
Yes.
a number of them, and
Yeah.
some went to entrepreneur business, and so on.
And you went to both because you're
Yes.
entrepreneur and politics.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we helped each other. You know.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good because unity is so important. And that's why we Chinese in America and everywhere, I think all of us should always remember, you know, we're Chinese and we should be always together.
Did you get that little book at the watermelon store?
No. Oh, is that your book too?
Yes, that's a watermelon story. That's my father
Uh-huh.
with the children, 12 children,
Wow.
and
Okay.
he had the wholesale produce company, which
Uh-huh.
is a big company.
Yes.
He'd bring home a watermelon,
Yeah.
and he'll cut it up in many pieces, different sizes,
Yeah.
and he required that we have dinner together. And then after it's all cut up, then my dad said, "Okay, children, you pick." My youngest sister would walk up there and pick the smallest one. Then the next youngest picked the next smallest one. The last one left was my brother Jim.
Uh-huh.
And my father said, "Always remember, the younger ones, you're always taking care of. The old ones, you must do that. Take care of them first. And the second one, the young one, you always help." So that's how we did
Wow.
everything together. Yeah. It's those that want to go on to be medicine and stuff, we always got them to be into that area, whatever it is. So we always help.
I saw the photo earlier that your whole family went on a cruise, and it's one of your brothers say, "Let's go
Yeah.
on to a cruise," and then
Yeah.
he paid for it.
Well, we do
Wow.
that all the time. We still do that,
How fun!
you know, but most of that generation has passed on.
Yeah.
You got a copy of this?
Who will play with me? Who will play with me? Wow!
Mhm.
I see all the music instrument that you have, and that you play.
I was 16 years old when I painted and wrote that book.
Wow!
16 years old when I was
You wrote this at 16?
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow!
That book, the story behind that is that I was delivering vegetables for David Produce Company, our company.
Yeah.
I was delivering vegetables to a restaurant. And across the street from the restaurant was a big trailer. It's in the book. And then there's a trailer say free x-ray from the San Diego Health Department. So I went in and got a free x-ray. So they called me back again, say,
Something's wrong.
"Tom, we want to take another look." And so the second time they say, I had an early case of tuberculosis, TB.
Wow.
And so, anyway, he said, at that time, they didn't have medicine for TB, fight TB. He said, you're going to have to go into a home or such, or we quarantine your house.
Wow.
Well, with all the children in the family, that was out of the question.
Yeah.
The little kids and all that. So I would go into the hospital. So they had a special hospital to take care of people with TB at that time. So I went in there. So I took my paintings with me.
Yeah.
And when I went there, I would draw and paint different things while I'm recuperating.
Yes.
And the nurse asked me whether I could do her a favor. She has a son that loves animals. Can I paint a couple animals, four animals, different animals, and play different instruments, play music together? Because she has a son that loves music, loves animals. So I surprised her and I painted this. I developed this myself. I painted to her. She was so flabbergasted. She just said, oh, she's just so happy for that. So that was for her son. And
unbelievable. Are all your brothers and sisters like you?
Yeah, I think that they are. My brother Jim, you know, my dad was an immigrant.
Yes.
Came over here with a teenager.
Yes.
And he went to a church, invited to a church in San Francisco when he came off the boat. You saw in the book.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, called David, that's his name. Well, anyway, he came to San Diego and he started a business. It became a good kind of business. And he worked very hard, and we worked there too. And when he died, my father died, the largest produce company in San Diego was an American named and he was a good friend of my father. So his business is across the street from ours. He called my brother over and say, Jim, that's my oldest brother. He said, how would you like to take over my business? I've been in business for 40 years and I'm getting old. And my brother say, Art, that's the name of the owner on the other side. My brother said, Art, I don't have that kind of money to buy your company. You're the biggest company in San Diego. And then Art said, Jimmy, who said anything about money? Let me tell you a story. Your father was my best friend for many years. And your boys work hard and you built a big business. I will turn this over to you with no money. And I have one condition. You see my desk here? I've been in business for 40 years. And I always come and sit at my desk and operate the business here. But if you take over the business, I just want that I can come in and sit down anytime because I'm 80 and so this is my my background. So I just want to come here and see what's going on all the time. So he turned the business all over to us, the largest produce company. And to combine with ours is the biggest in San Diego.
How old were you?
I was about 15, 16.
And Jim?
Jim was about 22. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's in the book.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I didn't remember
So
that.
we had the largest produce for in San Diego for all the years. That's what we did, send the kids to college and do all these different things.
I remember when I read your book about, how you guys campaigning, all your brothers campaigning for you.
Yeah.
Because I was running for the city council back then.
Yeah.
So I was learning it from you, but I didn't have a big family. I don't have a family. I mean, I have a very small family.
Well, you gonna run again?
No. But I'm training the young
Good.
children to run because
Well, look, all the minorities we have in the government today.
Ken Lee won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He called me up.
Yeah.
You know, help raise funds for him and all that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. We need more of him
Yeah.
in San Diego.
So it's a different world today.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised to see
Yeah.
the mayor of San Diego gonna be Asian.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Well, he's a good friend. He's a good friend of mine.
Very nice. Who isn't a good friend of you, Uncle Tom?
Well, the mayor,
Oh, he's not a good friend of you?
he is a good friend.
Oh, I say who isn't?
I don't know of a bad
You
friend.
don't have any bad friends. You don't have any bad friends.
Well, I see people that's not good. I try to help and you know.
Yeah. Because that's all we can do.
Yeah.
I believe in God, so I believe in love. Always.
Yeah.
Whatever we
Well,
can
you
do.
saw all the pictures we had there on that cruise. There's not one person in that whole group I can say is a bad person. They're always helping each other, loving each other. My kids call Loretta, you know, they're so close together. And Loretta's my second wife.
Yes.
And they love Dorothy so much, but they love her too,
Yeah.
Loretta.
Yes.
And,
You live a very, very, you live the fullest, the most exciting, the most glamorous, the most
yeah.
fun life I've ever seen anyone. And all the things that you did, it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I so wish I would have known you long
Yeah.
time ago.
Well,
Wow.
in this book, it's very popular with the schools and so forth.
Yes.
And
It's because of your father taught you guys, or because we have a lot of youth right now, and the parents always think about how to raise their children in the right way. So is it because of your father, or because all of you just like that?
my father,
Your father. See, it's very important.
oldest one take care of the youngest one, the young one always help. And so we got along good.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12 children.
Will you ever get spanked?
Get one.
Spanked by your dad?
Yes,
Spanking?
I did get spanked once. I got spanked once.
Okay.
It's in my book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a book here.
Wow. How long were you in the hospital for the TB quarantine?
About 6 months, 6 to 8, about 8 months. Like I was treated. They treated me with a new, let's say, application, taking charge. Fighting TB. He said, "Tom, you're very young, you're very early, you're strong, so forth." And so this is a program that has come out. We're gonna collapse your lungs, partly lungs. And what they do, they have a big glass holding thing with colored water in it, and this one was empty. And the thing to do is pump the air from here into here, and then you're going to semi-collapse your lungs. When you semi-collapse your lung, you will stay in bed for at least 3 months. You know,
Wow.
and you do bedpans and stuff. You go to your work, and so your body, you're young, you're still strong, will fight the tuberculosis. And then in a year, I was cured. Then I came home.
Yeah.
So it's in the book.
In Chinese, there's a saying, 大难不死必有鸿福.
Oh,
That means if you went through trauma, if you live through the trauma, you will have a very prosperous
yeah,
life. Yeah.
Trauma. There's a point that when we want to buy a house, we couldn't because we're minority. You know, you could buy a house. Chinese.
And you lived through it.
Yeah, we lived through, and we had a lot of American friends. They want to help us where we can. And so I don't know whether you read it in the book. There's a 3-story building that was all falling apart, and the yard is all overgrown with things, and it's empty for a long time, but it's in a good area. And so my mother went house to house to introduce herself.
Yes, I read that in the book.
And nobody complained. But there is a title, say, this is for Caucasian, minority cannot own the property. But we bought it, nobody complained. So that all the kids were raised in that house. 6-bedroom house and all that. So
fascinating.
Yeah, So my mother said, I want my children to have good school. So this building was in a good school area.
Your father and mother is very
So that's
special and unique.
So that's how we moved there. That's how they went to good school.
Very nice.
And they got good grades.
And they all do great things.
Oh yeah, well, they're always helping each other. But a number of them passed away, but we helped the kids.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tom. We really appreciate you.
The story is this, that people love music. Animals here depicts that. And they don't get along. Dogs don't get along with cats. Lions don't get along with pigs, can eat them up and so forth. But the common denominator in this scene is music.
Music has no discrimination.
But when you get what goes around in the world, every culture have music. The whites, the blacks, and all the Latins, they have music. They love music. If they can come together playing music.
I'm thinking about that.
So that works.
Why don't we make a project?
Yeah.
To bring all the music together, use your book.
Yeah, they all have music.
Yeah.
So come together and share music. Different kind of instrument.
Why don't we do that?
But they are doing it.
Okay.
They're doing it in Africa. They're doing it in different places in China. So, yeah, this is circulating in China.
Okay.
All your schools have this, and in Africa, they're doing it in Africa.
In 1985, the musician Bob, he's the one that raised $127 million for the African children.
Oh, okay.
For the hunger, right?
Yeah.
In one day, he brought, I believe, like 130 singers from the world. Yeah. Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney, all of them together and make history, right? So next week, Friday after Thanksgiving, I'm putting together a fashion show and talent show, youth fashion and talent show. So I wanted the whole stage belongs to the children, and I want them to shine. So next Friday, if you're in town, please come.
Okay.
It's 10 o'clock at the Organ Pavilion.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of youth. I think with our interview, probably their parents will learn a lot from this interview too. Yeah. It's the parents, that how they teach their children. Look at, not one, but all your whole family are like this, and then your children and their children. They're all like this.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, it's a common denominator, music. I went to this down to 2 weeks ago, the big show down by the harbor.
Yeah.
And Mexican music played there. They're from Mexico.
The show?
Yeah, the show.
Wow.
They had 4,000 people there. Yeah, we were up there near the front. And I kept thinking about the fact that, hey, when we were young, we knew a lot of Mexican people. We knew Mexican music.
Yeah.
We all love Mexican music. We love all the kind of music, so forth. And music is a common denominator. And every culture has music, and they need to come together,
I
play
love
music
music.
together.
The
Music,
world without
huh?
music is so dark.
Yeah. Here, you take these.
Thank you. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. This one for me?
Yeah, take that, take that.
Thank you. I'm gonna read it and share with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I have a library too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but thank you so much, Uncle Tom,
Well,
for your time and for your story. And we wish you the best, and I'll keep you updated. And then also let Margaret know that her name's being mentioned every single year
okay.
since 1959.
Okay.
Yeah, see if she remembers.
Okay.
So, and then we did correct her last name.
Okay.
So from this year on, the coronation, her name's forever there.
Yeah. You know, if people mistake Hom, they think it's horn.
Exactly. So when I see that, I say,
yeah, no
wait a
Chinese
minute, I
has,
think
yeah, no Chinese has the name horn.
yes, yes.
Yeah, it could be Hum, it's you, him.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put it in the video too. So, but thank you so much, Uncle Tom.
Okay.
I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you coming over.
It's okay.
That's okay.
Yes. Thank you.